Okay. I believe we should be live. Of course, I set the stream to 8 o'clock. First 7:30, then 8, and then I started at 7:45. For those of you watching after the fact, this means nothing since you're watching afterwards. You can just fast forward as always. Excuse me. To whatever point in the stream you like, but to everyone else, I'm so sorry. I'm bouncing around here. Yeah, hey, Gray Shrimp. Been a long, long time. So, Cat, I hope you're here. Ghost, long time no see. And we'll just wait for, I guess we could just start the game. It doesn't really matter. Whoever joins. So my goal tonight is to last 2 hours. I'll give everyone a bit of an update what's going on with me, in case anyone cares. But more importantly, why is the game not starting? There we go. There you go. It's been so long I forgot to hit the play button. So game number 1, I don't know why it removed the vision block. There we go. We're going to watch MBL and Barles. I'm going to try to get as many games as I can tonight. With the new civs, and I'm going to try my darndest to actually make sense of the new civilizations. It's been a while since they've come out, but I myself have not actually seen any games with them, and unfortunately I missed the entire Warlords tournament as well. It's been a rough month and a half, and I'll get into it in a bit. But hey, Daniel. For now, we've got Barles playing as the Way, taking on MBL playing as the Aztecs. I'm really curious to see if we see Jaguar Warriors. Although, from my understanding, the Way is very much a cavalry civilization. Let me go over my notes, because I do have, I have prepared my speeches and stuff. So, all of their cavalry units come with an attack bonus against siege. Their Hei Guang cavalry automatically gains HP as the game goes on, 15-30% in Imperial, which I believe are the Asiatic Knight replacement units, supposed to be replacing the Knight line. So that's going to be fun to watch. And all of their mounted units can be upgraded to get +4 melee armor. Great news for the Tiger cavalry unit that gains hit points and attack for every unit it kills. So we've essentially got a little bit of a mirror situation where we've got the Jaguar Warrior, which now can, I guess, go up to a ridiculous 30-something attack. And it gains attack every time it kills a unit. And on the other hand, we've got the Tiger Cavalry that kills and then gains a +1 attack and then also 10 hit points. So a bit of a little mirror situation there. They also have the Xianbei Raider, mounted archer unit that has a charge attack. Basically, it's a one-time Chukanu that fires 5 arrows, then for the next 30 seconds just fires 1. And we have a hero unit. Hopefully we get to see a hero unit tonight. And every tech you research from every lumber camp, mill, mining camp, you get a free villager. And all of your infantry, cavalry, archer units can be upgraded to passively generate food, which is nice. Very, very Roman style. You know, your soldiers are also farmers and get plots of land and stuff like that. Hey, Super Gen. How's everyone doing tonight, by the way? Hopefully people join. Hopefully, I haven't disappeared into obscurity. Let's remove the line of sight, see what we're working with. We've got MBL to the south. We've got Barles to the north. This is also my first time, by the way, seeing chickens play out. Now, I don't know if any other caster, player, or anybody has addressed this, and I don't know if this is going to get me in trouble, but you notice when you click on the chickens, it groups them by color. Like if I double click villagers, it doesn't matter what they are, lumberjacks, farmers, if they're getting meat, berries, gold. If I double click, it clicks all of them, right? But if I click the chickens, it just highlights the brown ones, and then if I click the white ones, it just highlights the white ones. I don't get it. What's the difference between the white chickens, the brown chickens, and I believe there's also black chickens? Bit of a weird click segregation thing happening here. As MBL Let's see how much he's seen of Barles' base. Okay, pretty much everything. Back home, Barles is also scouting and has seen pretty much everything. So I don't know if anyone else has addressed this. I don't know if it's just a glitch in the matrix or in the programming. But again, I just find it kind of weird that if I click the chickens, it just gives me the brown chickens or the white chickens. Like, I don't know. Seems kind of weird. But again, not even weird, just funny. Road Rash, how's it going? Been a long time. Gold to the back, chickens to the back, stone to the back. Nice base here for our blue way. But also stone to the back, gold to the back for our Aztec, who also has gold. Ooh, what a nice little secure area here. Just needs to wall this with a house or two. Some palisades, and we are good to go in terms of mining that gold safely. Berries to the front, it looks like, for both players, but... Okay, so again, the way, not exactly an infantry civilization, missing the last armor upgrade, no champions, no gambesons. But a skill check is coming from Barles. He's gonna... I wonder where he's gonna push. What resource he's gonna try to go for. Maybe the berries. Maybe the backwoods. He has seen it, right? Yeah, he has seen the woods to the rear. So like I said, I'm gonna try to showcase some of the new civilizations. And let me know in the chat what you think of the new civilizations. I don't know that they're going to be quite as popular. I think they introduced some mechanics, especially with the hero units. And especially with some of them that can flip back and forth in certain modes, much like the Ratha. That I don't know that they're necessarily going to be as popular as the older civilizations now. That being said, that's just my opinion. We'll see what the stats at the end of the month do tell us. What the play rate is and how people enjoy playing them. Rambo, no, I decided, you know what? I'm going to do a bit of a test of my internet here. We've been having some internet issues. And so I'm just going to stream on YouTube tonight. Cat, how's it going? My intro was basically apologizing that I set the stream to 7:30 and then changed it to 8 and then ended up starting at 7:15. Although to those of you who are longtime viewers of the channel know that's not exactly something unheard of for me to basically be an idiot. Militia have accomplished absolutely nothing. One spearman is half dead. They might turn around and kill him, but there's an eagle as well. Skirmisher and archer. MBL's throwing literally the kitchen sink at this. Barles has brought his scout. So far, 12 minutes in, not a single kill, but it looks like we might have one pretty soon. Now, there we go. The militia went forward, they yo-yoed back, and then they died. Yeah, exactly. Nothing, nothing new. All right, well, 0 kills a second ago. All of a sudden, all 3 militias are dead. And what is Barles doing? He's not really hoarding any resources. Our Aztec has at least about 300 food, so you might just start thinking about going up to Castle Age. Although neither of them has their secondary building just yet. Barles is leading MBL away from his base. Why? What are you hiding here? What secret project are you working on? Not really much of anything. For some reason, MBL is down villagers. Although neither one has killed any villagers of the other. Idle time is not terrible for either player. According to the spirit of the law, Shu win rate is very good. Okay. So this is where... Okay. This is where I have to refer to my notes to remind myself, because I have so... The last month has just been a blur. I've not had a chance to see a lot of games or any games with the new civilizations. Oh, the Shu are the ranged civilization, right? Coiled Serpent, War Chariot. And that's it. The War Chariot is one of those units I was talking about, like the Ratha, that has the 2 modes, right? There's like the targeted mode, and then there's the fart in a room dispersing mode. I wonder why they have such a high win rate compared to the other civs. White Feather Guard is a pretty cool unit. Anyway, I think I downloaded a bunch of games with all of the civilization. Oh, the Chukanu Arbs with the extra arrow, right? Yeah, what is it called? The Bolt? Bolt magazine? That's why. Archers are always a popular, archers are always the most popular unit, I think, in my opinion. Much like, you know, when you start playing this game, usually it's the Britons who are your first love. I think a lot of players are kind of, especially the newer players, are a little more hesitant to engage in a full-on... Is there a gap between these houses? Where's this villager standing? There's a gap between the houses. Oh, there's a palisade though. Look at that. I didn't even see it. I feel like range is always going to be the most popular civ type, just because again a lot of players are especially newer ones or inexperienced ones, they don't like to engage in kind of heavy melee battles. They don't like losing units. So ranged units, you can, you know, fire at your opponent from far away. You fancy yourself having Hera level micro that you can kind of back away and fire, back away and fire. Never works out, but people think they can do it. So I'm not surprised. Hung Solo, thank you so much. Which game is that, Cat? All archers have got better win rates since infantry meta. Yeah, well, there you go, exactly. Well, Fredo, I didn't, yeah, it's, I'll be back. I'm not too sure I'm going to be doing daily videos, but it's been a weird month. You know, I'll get into it in a bit, but I don't know that I'll necessarily go back to my daily videos, but I am hoping to at least pump out some weekly videos and some live streams. Caesar 2, I don't think I've heard of that game. Both players heading up to castle at roughly the same time, roughly the same vill count. Our Aztec, no surprise with the quicker training time, has double the army count, although it did just lose an archer. And there you go. And you wonder why people love archer units in this game. You can just sit on a hill as your opponent tries to bust their way in, and who doesn't hate losing units? It was an insane... I think it contributed. Yeah, basically what happened about a month ago, you guys know I just kept getting sick and sicker every couple of weeks. I just kept getting sick and sick. I think my... I was told that was pretty much going to happen when your baby is in daycare and they're around other babies, dozens of other babies, and they all get sick, and then one gets sick and they all get sick, and then the household gets sick. I think my brother, when he had his kid, was sick for like 2 years in a row. So I kept getting sick, but then eventually it all just hit me. I'm also getting older. I'm 42 years old, and I have basically the diet of an 18-year-old with a metabolism that hasn't existed in my body in like a decade. So a bunch of health issues just came up, had to deal with that. Sierra, I remember that company. Oh man, that's a blast from the past. Yeah, the daily videos were a decent amount of work. If I could get away without doing picture-in-picture, I think it would be a lot easier to do daily videos, but I miss so much of the action because of my just... I don't know, like, hey, look, a wolf! And then I just go down a rabbit hole of nonsense, or I focus on the wrong part of a battle that I need picture-in-picture, and then kind of slows everything down. But yeah, I'm glad people are still enjoying it. I'm glad there's people even watching this live stream after I disappeared for a month. But anyway, oh, here we go. So the He Guang Cavalry, from my understanding, and because they're away, they have 15% more HP here with bloodlines as well. This is the replacement for the Knights. Although, generally, except for the way, their HP is terrible. It is really bad. I think it's something like, if I'm not mistaken, 60 or something like that. To offset that, though, take a look at their stats. Their attack is 1 higher than a knight, and their armor is ridiculous, double that of a knight. And let's see what our Aztec can do about this. For now, he's just going eagles, which do come with a small attack bonus against cavalry at this point. +2. Let's watch these guys. And oh, I love the pennant with the flags on the back there. It looks like MBL is doing what? Poking at a house on the other side of the map as he gets penetrated. Rambo. I do. Hey, Chester, Myra. I am back. I'll see how long I can last. I'm not 100% recovered again. My work and the channel and having 2 kids. I don't know if I told people, my wife did give birth to a second. We have a daughter as well. And in the middle of all that, we moved houses. There was just a lot happening, and then I think my body was like, hey, you need to be treating me like a temple, and you're treating me like a dumpster, and then just gave out on me. So not 100% just yet, but we're getting there. A baby co-cast? Well, for now, all it is goo goo gaga, and then just a bunch of crying every time she gets hungry. And the 2-year-old, all he'll do if I ever put him on a cast is yell that he wants to watch the wheels on the bus. How are there so many wolves on this map? Okay, I'm a little confused as to why Barles is running away from this. His cavalry alone, 9 cavalry units, should be able to destroy this entire army. I guess the 4 monks. The infamous Aztec monk, how much HP? 55 HP. So what do we have? Speed and HP here. Yeah, sanctity and fervor. And look at that, Barles using the mobility of cavalry to just basically loop the loop around his enemy. Yeah, little villagers, moving houses, work got real busy. And then just, yeah, I'm still on recovering, still on the mend, but I hope I can do at least 3 games tonight. That's my goal. I know it's not a long live stream, but I appreciate everyone joining on a Friday night or Friday afternoon. Okay, 1 monk down. Well, what the hell are these units? Teutonic? Look how resistant to conversion they are. They just went through 4 monks as if they were nothing. Okay, he at least got 1 conversion. 1 conversion that dies immediately. And oh yeah, Barles is pressing his advantage. What a weird army composition out of MBL. What a weird army composition to go full-on skirmishers against a cavalry civilization. What was he expecting? Your son is 13 months and he's still nothing. Oh, you know, like my wife and I will be driving to do some errand here and there, and then simultaneously we'll just burst out into the wheels on the bus go round and round. The songs are catchy, I'm not gonna lie. And here we go. Barles is risking it, but finally MBL gets a bunch of conversions here on the left side. Not enough though, not enough to stop the construction of the castle. He's also been breached. Hey Guang says, hey you, to the north. Another monk down, another conversion. So our Aztec has as many Hey Guang units as our Wei. Do they maintain their yeah, they maintain the extra HP. 89 HP to 89. But now there's a castle to contend with. Not that MBL really cares. It's attacking a house. It's laming one of his 3 gold patches, which is not too bad. And his castle is on the high ground. So not exactly the scariest of castles here. As the players disengage again. How's the HP looking on blue? Good. Red is now raiding. And let's see if we get to see any tiger cavalry this game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the new civilizations. Again, I don't know that they're going to be as popular. Something tells me, something in my gut tells me that this is going to be a pivotal moment for Age of Empires 2. I don't think we're going to get to see any new civilizations in a long, long time. Because we are up to 50. Unless this one becomes so popular that they decide to inundate us with even more. Okay, what the hell is this? Why does this gate have a big square outline? That's weird. Okay. Why is the outline so big? Okay. Uh-oh, Barles is starting to do some damage. MBL is way out of position. And his castle is in the middle of nowhere doing nothing but attacking the other castle as well. Light cap thrown in here. Here we go. This is what you want to see. Imperial for red, Imperial in 2.5 minutes for blue. Yeah, Cat, I agree. And you know what? I don't want to say they made a mistake with these new civilizations because I don't like to judge things prematurely. Hey, use your... and then I'm going to say something judgy here. Use your light cab to kill the monk, buddy. But we'll see. I think if you're going to introduce so many new civilizations, make them simpler. Don't make them more complicated than the existing civilizations. All 5 of these civilizations are so chock full of features and complicated... Oh no. And then you throw in hero units, etc., etc. Jacob! Hey, nice to see you on the live stream. It's been a while. And Corey, too. You just got a Switch, too? I heard those are very popular. Did you hear the story about the idiot at GameStop who was stapling receipts to the box of the Nintendo Switch 2? And when people came home, the staples had damaged the screen. And then they wanted their money back, and he said no. It's so funny. Here we go. The tigers are out. Remember, every unit they kill, they gain HP and attack. Oh, but one gets converted. And look at that. Immediately loses the extra HP. He's down to 135. That's interesting. The Haguan cavalry maintained their 30% more HP. That guy lost it. All right, well, MBL stabbing the northeast. Barles is, I don't know, still kind of holding out hope here to the south. So many monks. So many conversions, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? Does not look like it. And Barles is going to lose his castle here. He's going to lose his castle in the center of his own base. And now he's dealing with converted. This is just free units that MBL is throwing away. Look at the army count, 42 to 10. Our Aztec is just running away with this game. Now Barles is going chemistry and traction trebs. Okay. You sold all but one. You heard it was a, oh, it was a Walmart? I thought it was a GameStop for some reason. Well, castle to the north is down. Castle to the west is down. The gold is now getting secured. Not 1, not 2, but 3 town centers for our Aztec. MBL is just going to grow massively. And he's just going to outgrow his opponent. The way... I don't necessarily think they have any... Oh, no. What do you guys think of the Chinese offshoot civilizations being able to build trebuchets out of a siege workshop and not a castle? A mobile treb. Barles has to move. He's got to stop with the villagers. 126 is good enough. Maybe take it to 130, 135, but now you really need to focus on your army right now. He has one castle to the northeast of his base where he can keep training those Tiger Cavalry units from, but he's losing the Trebs. Ugh. Although, to be fair, the way Trebs, if I'm not mistaken, the traction Trebs are 25% cheaper. Oh, Rambo, good one. And here we go, the light cavalry. Do you go for the monks? Do you go for the Trebs? Do you go for the Cav? Looks like he went for a little bit of everything. Look, Barles is holding. The question is, how much will MBL snowball here? He's got 15 more villagers. He's got, again, double the army count, although, again, with the Aztecs, you kind of have to factor that in with their quicker training time. FU to this particular Treb. Castle going back up underneath the Trebuchet. Going for a monk. Will he get it? He does not get it. At least Barles sees all these little expansions out onto the map. And to be fair, MBL's army is big, but it's not exactly scary. 27 eagles are coming, though. And the blue base is completely open. So these eagles are going to run in here, and they are going to destroy way too much on wood, I think, if you're going to go cavalry. But, hey, what do I know? Let's see how this all shapes up. Anyway, my point was, if you're going to introduce a whole bunch of new civilizations, make them simple. I feel like these civs are a tad complicated. Especially when you have 5 of them. Fully roided. Do we have Garland Wars? Yes, we do. And these light cav, yeah, they're not going to stand a chance here. Although, to be fair, these aren't exactly Mayan eagles with more HP. So they do pack a punch, but they are flimsy, 60 HP on the whole. And Barles does have the mobility. Has he upgraded the Okay, so right now every way, yeah, he held for a little bit. But Barles never really got his army count up very high, did he? John Yang, long time no see. He never really got his army count up. I don't think was it ever above 20? Whereas MBL just, oh man, the Aztecs. You always have to factor in that they're going to have more than you. Maybe not a better army, but definitely a more numerous army. This also sucks, this weird forest here to the back. All right, well, we got to see the He Guang cavalry. We got to see the Tiger cavalry. Unfortunately, I did want to see the Ming Guang armor. That would have helped. That would basically have negated Garland Wars, right? They would get 4 extra melee armor to counteract the 4 extra attack of the Eagles. Although, look at that. It's a pretty damn expensive. Yeah, exactly. Nothing can stop the eagle spam unless you wall up. I've said this for literally for the last 2.5 years, almost 3 years. If you're going to play against the Meso Civ, you have to wall up. Although not a lot of rating out of red. Let's look at the stats. Yeah, look at the army comps. Although heavy He Guang cavalry and Tiger cavalry. How many conversions do we think? 15 or so? Let's take a look. Military. Yeah. Oh. There we go. My guessing game is still off. 25 conversions to 2. Economy, the Aztec, of course, is about 10%, which is basically the extra carrying capacity there. 10% bigger. What about relics? Where is the, sorry. Okay. Interesting. So Barles did a good job denying the relics. Never really want the Aztecs to get those 33% more productive relics. Well, that was fun. I mean, MBL did a good job walling up against the cavalry civilization. He was penetrated, I think, once to the west, once to the north, and once to the east. But Barles couldn't really do much with that heavy He Guang cavalry. It's basically knights. And MBL just went full on skirmisher and monk I don't know why he did the skirmishers. He still has 13 skirmishers. Not too sure why. But the monk play was pretty much what saved him, I think. The 25 conversions out of an army count of how much? Let's see. Total army of 113. So he lost about 20% of his army to conversions, which is just ridiculous. All right. Well, that was a fun first game to cut our teeth on. Or what's the? I think that's the expression, right? Cut your teeth on, or something like that. All right. Now let's go for the Jurchens. Bear with me. I'm just going to set that up. All right. So game number 2, we've got Sora Kuma in blue playing as the Jurchens. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably going to be mispronouncing a lot here. So do apologize to anyone who is going to comment afterwards. And Mihai, or Lewis, pardon me. I think Mihai is the next game. Lewis is playing as the Italians. I see Capture Age still hasn't managed to do the small tree mod for the new trees. The lush bamboo, this beautiful peach blossom, and these gorgeous Asian pines. So let's take a look at the Jurchens. Again, I think I'm saying that right. They have one of the coolest features, by the way, I think, of economically of the game. Their food doesn't decay. That is a big deal, especially, I think, to lower elo players who are not quite as efficient at gathering food as anyone else. I mean, you can kill the rhino and just leave it for 10 minutes. It will not decay. I think that's them, right? The huntables, the hertables, they don't decay. And that is a huge deal, I think, for lower elo players. Not everyone, you know, gathers their meat like survivalist and times it to the millisecond perfectly. Most people that play this game are not quite that good. And so having your meat kind of not decay is a fantastic feature. What else am I thinking of? Their mounted units, their fire lancers fire faster, their gunpowder units, extra line of sight. Their siege costs, siege upgrades cost 75% less wood. This is a good one. Siege engineers available in the Castle Age. I mean, to be fair, good luck affording 500 food in the Castle Age. Just, you know, just whatever. Just 500 food. I'm curious to see the Iron Pagoda, though. I want to see that heavy cavalry unit in action. I also want to see the Grenadier in action against the Italians, who are an archer infantry civ. Although, let's just call them an archer civ. I really am curious. Their infantry line is pretty damn good, though. Not gonna lie, the Italians. Just missing halberdiers. Everything else is pretty good. And gamisons, I guess. Condottieri are pretty fun to watch. I hope we get to see some infantry, and then I hope we get to see some grenadiers just absolutely destroy them. Oh, and these are the ones, and I think the Jurchens are the suicide units, that their units can explode. The rocket carts or grenadiers can basically just explode when they die, doing a bit more damage. With a Vision Eco, it's like 200 to 300 free. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. For lower elo players, this Jurchen feature of non-decay, it's huge. It is massive. Gray Shrimp, I'm gonna... Here's my plan. My plan is to continue with the Friday streams and add in a video and or another live stream. I'm aiming for three content type productions per week. One live, one video, and then one or the other. Shorts, I'm probably gonna put on hold for a while, even though they are what grow the channel the fastest in terms of subscribers. I'll do a short here and there, but the real truth is, again, I'm not at 100% health. Ugh, what an ugly, unfortunate place to put a lumber camp. I am not at 100% health, and the last month has basically destroyed me. And I'm playing catch up with work. I'm playing catch up with a million things, and so the next little while is going to be a bit difficult for me to be as regular as I want to be. But again, I'm aiming for at least 2 to 3 bits of content per week. Also, Thailand, hey, thank you so much. Yeah, I did hit 14K a few days ago. Also, I'm going to try, if I'm not doing daily casts, I'm going to try to also diversify the content a little bit in terms of maybe include some videos that are not casting videos, more informational, educational videos about the game. There's like everyone else, basically, I consume hours and hours of social media every day. Every time you go to the bathroom, not to be gross about it. Every time you have a break, every time you're just lying in bed and you don't want to really have energy to do anything else. So there's a lot of these like cool video ideas that I've seen for other games and other kind of businesses on YouTube or channels on YouTube. I want to see if I can incorporate them into Age of Empires. So I'm not going to give away anything just yet. But I think I might, if I don't do daily videos, it'll give me a bit more time to focus on diversifying the content. And then I'll be able to include some more stuff like that. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate that. When is my gameplay? Oh, that's going to be a while. I did play some games live right before the shit hit the fan here. Why, by the way, why am I still on this? There we go. Wow, I love these new trees, by the way. I can fanboy out on this lush bamboo 24/7. These beautiful pink peach blossoms, and then the Asian pines are just gorgeous. Very much fanboying. Well, let's see, the Italians. What are we working with? 21 villagers apiece. Army counts are the same. Army composition's basically the same. A few scouts and a spearman. In any way, I'm not in any way healthy enough to play the game. Like I said, I'm hoping I can get through 3 games tonight. My respiratory system is needs a bit more convalescence. Need a bit more rest. Okay, a bit of a murder-suicide there. Who is sinking first? Who got the first kill here? It looks like yellow got the first kill, right? Who will disappear first? That's who. Come on, come on. I don't know. I didn't notice who died there first. We'll call it a murder-suicide. Carlos, hey. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining and saying hi. Yeah, Thailand, I haven't been putting out any videos for the last month. Yeah, the games were a lot of fun, and once I'm better, I will definitely get back into playing them.
Presto.
Bit of a spearman chase here. So let's what do we think we're gonna see out of the Italian? Always a question. Is gonna go archer units. You're gonna rush up to Imperial with the quicker uptimes. Go for some of those more powerful, cheaper gunpowder units. I mean, the Jurchens just, it's such a heavy hitting. You go infantry, they get you with the grenadier. You go cavalry, they get you with their iron pagoda. They've got the rocket cart as well. Those thunderclap, what is it called? Thunderclap bombs, I think. They even do even more damage once they throw their little explosives at you. For now, our Italian in yellow, Lewis, is just walling up. Yeah, so I don't want to overpromise, underdeliver sort of thing. It looks like we're about to have our first villager kill. Just stabbing at the air there for a second. But that's my goal. I think the unfortunately, the days of daily videos might be past. That being said, the days of content creation are definitely not. I'm still very much going to keep working away at the channel, but yeah, I need to focus on getting better. Even this, to be honest, even this is quite taxing, but like I said, let's see if we can get through 3 games, and I'll see how I feel. By the way, more and more lakes showing up on these maps, which I don't mind at all. Lakes all over the place on Arabia. Neither player banking any food. Our Italian does have the gold. Remember, the Italians, they pay 15% less going up to the next stage. So they don't need 800, 200. What is it? 680. Oh, goodness. 170, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, COE gameplay will return once I feel better. But even now, you know, my hello everyone and welcome, that introduction, that even that takes so much energy. Which is why I'm a little bit muted tonight, trying to contain myself. Ooh, Lewis, send a villager. Complete the wall off. Okay, he sends 2 villagers. Wants nothing to do with this attack. But Sora Kuma is not relenting here. Oh, is he gonna do a little one of everything here? One little hammer strike on each palisade? Where did this villager think he was going? Trying to attack those light cab. Okay, well, the east has been secured. The north, I'm assuming, is secured with this rock pile. Oh yeah, there's a palisade here. The west, not quite yet, but once this house and palisade go up, he will be safe. Okay, so our Italian is walled in. I like this area here. If this gate falls, he can easily wall himself in here as well. And let's see what he's walled himself in with. Stone and gold and 3 big forests. Okay, not bad. But our Jurchen, keeping the pressure on the other side of the map, is the one who will be hitting Castle H first. He is walled into the east. The west, though, is completely open. Okay, well, Sora Kuma was afraid of raiding and was afraid of skill checks and all that kind of stuff. And so he walled in his lumberjacks prematurely. Tai Lung, I think it froze. It froze your message. But I have done face cam. I'm just not in a... you don't want to see this face right now. But I have done face cam already. Edelweiss. How's it going? Edelweiss, tell me, are the new civs as popular as the developers thought they would be? Cat, you saw the message that was deleted. I know what he meant to say, but the spelling was wrong, and so the thing caught it. But yeah, the face cam, I have done face cam already, and I will do once I'm again feeling better. Here we go, Castle Age, still a minute and a half away for our Italian, giving the Jurchen an opportunity to do what? Step Lancers, okay. Step Lancers. I'm always weary of going cavalry against the Italians, who have one of the coolest anti-cav unique units in the game. But let's see. 10 light cav can certainly dominate and control the map, especially if Lewis remains inside of his base and only leaves it with a bunch of feudal age archers. Oh no. 3 armor against 5 attack. Yuck, yuck, yuck. How long you're Kurdish? Cool. Check out, I think, the 2 live streams ago. I think you'll be able to see my face. I can't. Yeah. They're certainly in an interesting spot right now. Way to say something without saying anything. That's what I figured they wouldn't be as popular. I don't want to be negative, and I don't want to be... Ooh, an actual stone wall. Hello. I don't want to be disparaging. I just don't see them as being that as popular as the traditional civs. It took people so long to get used to certain civilizations, and then you add these civs that are so different. Oh, this is annoying, having to deal with this. It's lush bamboo. Bamboo is always the funniest animation. It leaves behind these little cylinders. Okay, Lightcav have backed off. Not too sure. Kind of just trying to annoy Lewis at this point. He's in Castle Ballistic, so he is going archers, which might be bad news bears for Steppe Lancers, but might be fantastic news. We're seeing a rocket cart. The Jurchen rocket cart. So again, they can be upgraded so that if they die, they explode. And also to, I guess, fire a delayed bomb. It fires, then there's an explosion afterwards. He is missing a lot with ballistics. I'm of two minds of the rocket cart. I've seen it microed amazingly, and for the second time, Lewis is gonna lose a batch of archers. Ugh. Ay ay ay. Imagine stepping onto those bamboo. Yeah, wasn't that like a torture method? Sometime, somewhere. By the way, am I the only one a little bit creeped out by this monk? Not to disrespect anything, the designers or the graphics or anything like that. He's so pale. He's like a ghost. I'm a little creeped out by this monk. I'm not gonna lie. He needs to be given a bit of a tan. The outfit is really cool, but the monk himself, he's very pale, especially if you zoom out. Then he kind of looks like those zombies from I Am Legend, the very pale, bald zombies. Titans are fun, but completely broken. Jurchens seem to be the most balanced ones. The Three Kingdoms ones are Burgundians on steroids, either great or trash. Yeah, in Vietnam, right. But they certainly aren't the most well-received. Really? I thought they were well-received. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna have ourselves a base trade-off. Has Lewis started gathering stone, by the way? Yes, he has. So he is maybe 5-10 minutes away from Castle. Oh, ballistics for the win here, and now he's also getting thumb ring. Why did you stop? He's not going to be able to fit 18 villagers into this town center. Blue, on the other hand, has completely stopped the attack. Now he's going to go for this one. This guy is super cool. I love this guy. This guy reminds me of the Van Helsing anime. And this is what I was talking about. Immediately plug this up. Why? Oh, no. So, Lewis is on the run at home. He's on the aggression of... Oh, but 3 rocket carts. 3 rocket carts are making their way over here. We'll see if he's lucky with his arrows. Both players are lucky with their arrows. For now, fighting underneath a town center when you have +2 armor, not terrible. And catching out random errant crossbowmen, also fun. But I can't see this attack doing much more than it already has. Maybe catching maybe 2 or 3 more villagers. Let's see what's going on around here. He's just running circles around these rocket carts, because why the hell not? You got the surprisingly the more mobile unit, but is he trapped? Let's see what he sees. He does not see the rocket carts. This is where line of sight boosts are always so good and underrated. First volley, absolutely shitting the bed. Second volley, second volley. Oh, that one's gonna do good damage. Okay, Sora Kuma is not targeting these volleys at all. Okay, that was a decent one at the end there, but oh, we've got another rocket cart. Oh, that one is much better. Where were you microing a second ago? 5 archers remain. A bunch of cavalry are getting healed up by these creepy vampiric looking monks. Way too pale for their own good. And now Lewis for a third time. No, 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 no. Okay. Do they not do friendly fire? I thought they did friendly fire. First response seemed very negative. Oh, Corey, it's always like that. I remember when the Romans were introduced, everyone's favorite expression in Age of Empires on Reddit is pay to win. Hello. Might want to finish your wall up here. And here we go, the castle on the hill. Let's see some Ninja Turtles, some Genoese crossbowmen. Oh, that's right, the Jurchens do get 50% less friendly fire. Good reminder, thank you so much. And did he get siege engineers? Where are you? There you are. No, he did not. So remember, that is available in Castle Age to them. Ooh, Step Lancer does not have extra line of sight, so does not see what's going on here. We'll see this TC. But not exactly much he can do. Third town center going up for our blue Jurchen. 3 already up for our Italian, who is ahead about 20 villagers. And army count. Both players have killed about 10-11 villagers. Make that 12. Make that 13. Nope, never mind. So remember, the Italians were reworked. There is no longer Pavis. It comes automatically on their foot archers. They get +1/+1. I'm trying to click one. My goodness. +1/+1 armor for free. They now have Pyrotechnica, which does blast through damage for their hand cannoneers. I am very excited to see that in action. Hand cannoneers acting like scorpions is pretty freaking awesome. The Way are dead last. Interesting. Well, we're going to try to see as many games as we can tonight with these new civilizations. Last game was The Way. Now we're seeing the Jurchens. Come on. Give us some Pyrotechnica. Something's attacking here. Oh, this is why you need the small trees mod. ASAP. The crossbowman is attacking. And Sora Kuma, yet again, is going to find himself pressed into. How long you saw my face? Nice. And you came back? It didn't scare you to death? Ooh. What a cool unit. What a cool unit. All right. Imperial Age for our Italian. Ah, thank you so much. Oh yeah, our Italian is definitely doubling down on archers with all these villagers on wood. Did he just delete his own gate? Why? Oh, he wants to get the stone here. Yeah, and Step Lancers, unfortunately, are going to fall off like Step Lancers always do in Imperial Age, especially against the Genoese crossbowman that comes with a juicy +5 attack bonus. Again, one of the coolest anti-cavalry units in the game. And Blue is just not getting the hits with these that he wants, whether by shitty micro or better micro on his opponent's part. We are a minute away from Arbalesters. Sora Kuma is in Castle Age with a lot of gold and a lot of stone. Speaking of Step Lancers, let's see them in action here. Only +1 attack. Having extra +1/+1 armor on archer units is pretty badass. All right. No, I wanted to see Arbalesters. Yeah, I mean, again, the Jurchens are, especially the way Sora Kuma played them, going heavy on the cavalry against a civilization that has just the counter unit. Eddie, how's it going? Well, that was a bit of a quicker game. We got to see Actually, did we get to see any of the unique? I don't think we got to see any of the unique units. We didn't get to see Grenadiers or Iron Pagodas. Well, that kind of sour. That is kind of sour indeed. But you know what? Any game where you see the Ninja Turtles, the Genoese Crossmen, is never that sour. What a cool unit. And again, with the +1/+1 extra armor, makes them super cool, super tanky. Tell me this monk isn't too pale. Like, give him a bit of a tan. Archer versus Cav. Yeah. Again, Step Lancer's maybe not the best. Economy is about 10% apart. Relics, Sora Kuma denying with 4 relics. 2 conversions, not the end of the day. Kill count basically identical. 77 to 79. Villagers a little bit more killed by our blue player, but at the end of the day, yeah. He just didn't have the food. Why was he so focused on stone? 1244 stone. Meanwhile, he's got 500 food in the bank. You're at work. Hopefully not operating anything heavy machinery while you're watching this. All right, well, that was game number 2, a bit quicker. Let's see what I can cook up for us here. Bear with me. Okay, this one has 2 of the new civs. Let me just change the names here. All right. Good, no machinery. Let me know, by the way, if you want me to change Lewis's color, because he is playing in yellow on a very bright map. I don't mind changing the color. So Lewis playing as the Woo, a civ we haven't seen yet tonight. To be fair, Tai Lung, no, I'm from Canada. I tried, you know, you guys know how I have my intros every video about the civilizations. I try to kind of categorize them and make sense of them and kind of try to weave a story of... Red would be good? Okay. And I try to make sense. You know, the Britons are a ranged civilization. The Franks are a cavalry civilization. Their bonuses, their features. The Woo, I can't make heads or tails of it. One of the most confusing, if not the most confusing civilization for me. Their infantry regenerate HP. Their unique unit, the Geon Swordsman, starts out with 70 HP, but then when it hits 45, it changes, it morphs. But then later on in Imperial, it gets a free +2 attack. Then they have the Fire Archer with different ranges for different projectile counts depending on what it attacks. This is the civilization that made me think these civs are way too complicated. This is just way too complicated of a civilization. I mean, maybe I'm just not as smart. Maybe I'm just not as quick. Maybe I'm just getting old and sick. I just, you know, your unit has 70 HP. Hey, but then when it drops to 45, it loses armor, gains armor, loses attack, speed, whatever. But then it also gets a free +2. Then your unique unit, you have to be careful what it attacks. Oh, you want me to make him pink? I'll leave it at red. Sorry, Rambo. We're pretty much in everything minus an archer civ. Well, their unique archer unit is so confusing. You're attacking a building. Oh, you get 1 arrow, but 9 or 10 range. Oh, you're attacking units. Well, then now you're getting 3 arrows and blast damage. And your range is reduced to 5 to 6. It's weird. It's their unique units are just a little bit too confusing for yours truly. Although, let's see if we get to see a hero. This is the first civ that we're watching tonight that actually has a hero unit, Sun Jian. Increases the movement speed, so kind of like a centurion to a militia line. David Hill, hello, hello. How goes the programming? Yeah, Edelweiss. Maybe just because I'm sick and my brain isn't at like 100%. I just like this civ is way too confusing. If I were to play this civilization, I don't know if I would even be able to. I don't know if I could keep track of my infantry like my Gian swordsman. Oh, you have 50 HP. You have 46 HP. You have 44 HP. So how should I use you? It's weird. Like, what happens if you have 20 of them and each one has a different amount of HP? How do you know how to use them? Sort of thing. In any event, let's remove the fog of war. Let's look at the map. Because Mihai is on a warpath. On the other hand, the Shu is not a very complicated civilization. It is basically the New Age Britons. Although, ones that are pretty damn cool. Their lumberjacks generate food. So, on a map like Amazon Tunnel, Michi, Black Forest, Bamboo Forest, nothing. This is a civilization that probably should be banned. All of their technologies for their archers are... they cost 25% less resources. Their foot archers come with extra line of sight, which we saw last game is very useful, especially if you're fighting against rocket ships. What is this long distance mining here? And their archer line unit can be upgraded to fire 2 extra arrows, like Chukanu's. Oh, and by the way, speaking of confusing, they have the War Chariot, which I think I mentioned earlier in the live stream, that can do, I guess, like a targeted attack versus a dispersed attack. What are they called? I'm trying to think what it's called. Focus fire or barrage, I think is the technical terms for it. You were done in April. Oh, damn. I'm sorry I missed that. Congratulations. Doing demolition. Ooh, I worked demolition. I worked demolition, David, for 2 days. And I had a job ripping up the floor tiles of somebody's house. And we did not use a machine. We used that long stick with the flat blade at the end of it. And after 2 days, I quit. It was just way too hard. I just couldn't do it. I was like, okay. I'm just going to go be a cashier at Home Depot. My Elo? Ooh, I don't have an Elo yet. John, hello, hello. Yeah, Tai Lung, happy Eid. All right, well, blue is leading red very far away from his base. Not too sure what the point of this is. I guess it's just to distract 4 army count with your 3. Both players in feudal. Like, yeah, at least he's got a scout. You're stripping brick and cinder blocks in a government building. Yeesh. Yeah, no, it was just way too much work for me. But I did do that for 2 days, and then I was like, okay, I'm way too weak for this. Zinxus, thank you so much. I'm on the road to recovery. I should be pretty good pretty soon, hopefully. Looks like Mihai is banking a few more resources. Does not have an army, but has just dumped a bunch of food into scouts. What is this? An Arabian wolf? Okay. I mean, I didn't watch enough Nature Planet. I guess I didn't know there was such a thing as an Arabian wolf. But there you go. We've got new animals in addition to those, the chickens. Ooh, the archers. No, Edelweiss, I talked about what happened to me a few, maybe half an hour ago. I just, you know the expression, when it rains, it pours? That's basically what happened to me. A lot of good news, like we had our second child and we moved houses. But some bad news too. My health just took a complete turn for the worse. Like I said, I'm in my 40s and I eat like I'm in my teenager years. And so I am very unhealthy right now. Ooh, he busted down his own house as he's going after the skirmishers with the scouts. Great move. They were isolated. Will he get them both? Probably not. Lewis, so aggressive, sticking around, getting or trying to get an archer, but losing one skirmisher. Not the end of the world. But yeah, no, I've been just really, I've been basically bedridden for a long time, and a bunch of doctor's appointments and tests and all that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna like get into the nitty gritty details. I don't think it's I don't really want to talk about it, but it's been a rough month. And of course, if you're sick, you can't work, and work has fallen. It's been a tough month, and so I'm glad to be back, at least temporarily. Like I said, my goal is to put out 2 or 3 videos a week, 1 live stream, 1 regular video, and then maybe 1 other one if I have the energy for it. I think you can kill this guy with the scout. Yeah. But no, it's been primarily health. It started with all the colds, which I think I got from my son. Tailang, it's a little girl. Yeah, David, we will survive. We've seen darker days. But the bottom line is, I can no longer, like, you remember my live streams about a year ago when I was basically live streaming every night during like March, April, May, and I would end the live stream. It would be like a 4-hour live stream. You know, like, right, well, you know what I would do after that live stream that ended at like 1 in the morning? I'd order Popeyes, and I'd have like 5 chicken fingers, French fries, and a bottle of Coke at like 1:30 in the morning. And I'm 40 years old. So when you do shit like that, it catches up to you. Like no one's invincible. I'm not special. And so it finally caught up with me. I'll put it like that. Yeah, no, the Idlevilles are perfect. The little baby boy loves the baby girl. On that front, I've never been more blessed, never been luckier. I'm so happy. But that just means I gotta get my health shit in order ASAP. Myra, yeah, no, I was living the life. I was living the high life. You know, it's like when you, like, you know what I was doing? I was like gambling with money I didn't have, basically, to use a metaphor. Although I don't even need to use a metaphor. I'm in my 40s and I'm eating Popeyes at 1 in the morning, or McDonald's, downing a medium or a large Coca-Cola, and not exercising, and by the way, having a desk job. Those of you that don't know, I'm a lawyer, so I basically just sit in front of a computer all day working with paperwork. So I'm not exactly like on my feet all day. And then it finally did catch up with me. Stark Age of Vampires. Cat, not 34. Look, when I was 34, I could get away with it. 34 is young. But once you hit 40, that's it. It's like, it's no, now I'm in like maintenance mode. I'm in that, like, the second half of my life where it's, I have to maintain it. Otherwise it all just goes to shit. Yeah, David, exactly. The check engine light came on and I had to go get a bunch of tests. I did a sleep study, which, believe me, nobody, you don't want to do a sleep study. You go into this room and they hook you up with a bunch of wires, and then they monitor you all night to see how you're breathing, if you're waking up, if you're like choking and shit like that. The streamer lifestyle. Oh, Myra, I wish I was 30. Oh, you work on your feet retail. Okay. Yeah, if you're getting the exercise to offset the carbo loading and the fat and the sugar and stuff like that, like, as much as I love Coca-Cola, I don't think I'll be able to drink it as much as I really want to anymore. I think Diet Coke is now, or Coke Zero is now the answer. Anyway, enough about me. This is why I didn't want to get into this, because as a narcissist, I can just talk about myself 24 hours a day. Let's see what's going on, because they're both hitting Castle Age. Peter, you're having your 40th today. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Peter. Congratulations on 40. Do not eat Popeyes at 1 in the morning, or else you will have to take a month off. You pried it out of me. Yeah. Vanilla Coke Zero. Kat, you know what I really love? What I've discovered? Lime Pepsi Zero. Oh, we've got Haguan Cavalry. Oh no. The Shu have broken into the Wu. And Lewis is full on skirmishers here against the Haguan Cavalry that has a 4 pierce armor against their 5 attack. So this is very bad. He's gonna have to rely on his town centers and the low numbers of his opponent, which he's doing pretty good so far. Beast to win. Should I spend 60 on this game on PS5 or wait for a sale? Wait for a sale. Wait for a sale. Yeah, David, I don't think you'll be hearing pizza mentioned in a while, long time. Like I said, I'm trying to clean up my act. Realizing that, yeah, Lime Pepsi Zero is the shit. A glass of ice, pour that on there. Haguang versus small numbers is deadly. Yeah, the Haguang is an interesting unit, right? Because again, it has a lot less HP. Look at that HP, 60 HP to the Knight's 100. But the attack is better and the armor is just so good. But it's still a heavy cavalry. It still moves slow. Do the Shu get husbandry? Yeah, they do. But he hasn't researched it yet. Okay, second time. Mihai has busted into Lewis's base. Let's see what he can get done here. Unfortunately, he's busting in right between 2 town centers, so I can't see this attack lasting very long unless he just runs around it. But you know what? He is stopping Mihai Lewis's economy. Stark, Age of Empires. Are you the player Stark? Daddy Stark? Or do you just have the same name? Yeah, you need more numbers. You need something to take care of these town centers, or at least you need to go around the town centers. Anyway, the good news is a few days ago I went to the gym for the first time in like 10 years. I've been to the doctor a bunch of times, so... Ooh, a trap on the left side. But the trapping villager kill. Oh, is this a trap? No, it's not. The villagers just went around it. I think he just deleted those units. Okay. It is you. Oh, nice. Cool. I've watched you play before. The 40 stock. Yeah, it's... In my mind, I still think I'm like 16. I remember thinking in my 20s, oh man, when I'm 30, I'm gonna be so old. And then in my 30s, when I'm 40, I'm gonna be so old. And now I'm 42, and where did that monk think he was going? All right, the siege has begun, and Lewis is training. Not too sure what Lewis is training, but skirmishers are definitely not the way to go. Redemption is definitely going to help out if he wants to get rid of these mangonels. What resources does he have in the back? He's got a bit of stone. Not enough to go for a castle just yet. His gold pile is still up, but only 4 villagers on gold. Do all the new civs have the traction trebs? Ooh. I believe so. I don't think any of the new civilizations have regular trebuchets. Yeah, small changes are making a big deal. Like, I had salmon the other day. I haven't had salmon in years. Like I said, I was just leading a very unhealthy lifestyle. And now I'm trying to make the changes. The monks are out. They have redemption. Are they going to try to convert? Oh, Lewis is just... Oh, damn, Cat. That's something I haven't seen in Canada in a long... Oh, he canceled the TC on the left. Oh, just the 3 kingdom sibs? Okay. I thought all 5. My bad. See, this is even with the extra armor, the shitty HP just makes them so unable to survive underneath the town center. But has Mihai done the damage? Look at the res collected. He's ahead 3,000 resources. And so he has punished. Has Lewis seen this gold on the right side? Yeah, he has. So why isn't he getting that gold? He's very stubborn. He wants to get the gold here on the left. Oh, that vanilla Coke was so gross. It suits his playstyle. He's definitely he's a little supply blocked right now. I don't see any houses going up, so he's gonna be housed for a while at 95. That kind of sucks. Right when you're pressing your attack, right when you want to push out. Oh, tower. Why a tower against 4 mangonels? This is what happens when you build a tower against 4 mangonels. 2 volleys and it's gone. Okay, well, the good news is Lewis does have 10 villagers on stone. And the Wu can get up a castle. And if he gets up a castle, maybe he can get some fire archers. I don't know. I don't understand the fire archer. Mihai, for all the aggression, has still not busted into this one town center. And look at this. How many kills? How many kills on the TCs? Let's see. 24 kills. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell into the microphone. 24 kills. 30 kills for these town centers. Mihai has killed 10 villagers. Lewis, though, is ahead 10 villagers. He deletes his own farms. And now he's expanding to the right. Perfect. Might want to place an outpost here just to make sure you can see your enemy coming. But Lewis has survived. Wow. What a hold. With skirmishers and monks. Who's kidding who? With town centers is the real hold. But he can't push out. Where the hell does he think he's going? The anti-siege tag on the fire archers is fake. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Cat, I did try it live. Oh damn, Edelweiss, 2-liter Coke bottles as weights. What do you feel? What do you fill it with? He is channeling his inner Mysterio, but now Mihai's to the north, and Lewis is starting to lose monks. He's going cavalry archers. Interesting. Unless I'm mistaken, the Wu don't actually get heavy cavalry archers, so this is an all-in castle play here. Oh, you fill them with sand. All defense. Well, Blue has discovered the next town center, and this one's not going to be repaired as easily since Lewis is out of wood. Oh no, that's going to be a lot of 13 dead villagers. He knows it. He runs away. Cavalry archers against crossbows and... Okay, at least he can pick off this one weaker one, right? Okay, he gets one conversion. Okay. Wow, Lewis is... it looked very good for a second. And then it just collapsed on him. Ay, ay, ay. Well, he's definitely playing beyond all hope here because he's down to 73 villagers, which, to be fair, is the same as his opponent. Alejandro, nice to see you. Yeah, David, that's a good thing about physical labor. You do drink a lot more water. Although if you're like me, you drink a lot more Coke. And then at 42, you have health issues. Come on, Mihai. This is the moment to push. This is not the moment to run around with your mangonels. He kills the last of the 13 villagers. This was Antonio Banderas in the 13th Warrior in an alternate universe where they all die, not just Beowulf. And now he's being hounded here, although to be fair, there's no more trees to cut. Double shot of pre-workout and YOLO water. Yeah. Well, that was not a surprise to anybody. And yet another game where we didn't really see the unique units of the new civs. That's disappointing. Skirmishers, archers, and monks. Goodness gracious. I think these 36 light cav could have wiped out this entire army one-on-one. I don't think even needed 54 crossmen. 21 Haguan cavalry. I don't remember seeing 21 Haguan cavalry, but... Oof. Wow. Well, Lewis pushed out there at the end, but... I mean, Mihai is nowhere close to going into Imperial. Lewis's economy is actually... Despite being down 10 villagers, but look at the res collected. Now it's 5,000. It used to be 3,000, now 5,000 difference. He's getting more villagers. TC up here is gone. Lewis has no villagers on stone. No stone for a TC. Ooh. I was thinking maybe if he's both Bulgarians, but he doesn't even have enough if he was the Bulgarians. Cav Archers is the more useful one at the end. Yeah, the light cavalry was pretty much, I think, the hero unit here. The Haguan, they didn't do too much. They busted in, and then they just died to these town centers. 6 kills, 26, 32 kills out of 82. What is that? That's almost 40%. 40% of Lewis's kills were these two town centers. That's pretty funny. That's pretty cool. Let's see. 104 to 80, 14 raisings. 4 conversions, army highs, yikes. Economically, yeah, down 5,000. Yeah, and Mihai just has map control. Mihai has the more powerful units. I don't know why he went back all the way. Was he just going to go up to Imperial? Why did he retreat with his army so... was he really that afraid of cav archers? Probably the monks. All right, well... That was game number 3. Let's see. I have enough energy for one more. Let's see what we can conjure up here. I'm trying to find a good... game here. Bear with me. Okay, here we go. So we've seen them already. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just changing the players' names. All right. So we've got Hearttt and Sebastian. Hearttt playing as the Jurchens, Sebastian playing as the Chinese. Oh, I love, by the way, I'm going to do this, something I never do. I'm going to rewind to this. Look at the mini-map. Look at the difference of line of sight of your town center. A normal civilization and the Chinese. Why did they give them this feature? It's so bonkers. Hey, do you want to know where your gold is? Do you want to know where your berries are? Do you want to know where your forests are? Just pick the Chinese. It's crazy. Look at the difference. What is it? 7 extra tiles? 6 or 7 or 8 extra tiles in each freaking direction? I don't know. I fanboy over the Chinese so bad. All right. Well, we've seen the Jurchens earlier. Let's see if we get to see any Iron Pagoda or Grenadier. Let's see if we get to see Chukanus, which no longer are affected by rocketry, but I guess automatically get the higher attack when they're in an elite version. Yeah, you still have to find your sheep, but it's pretty crazy. that line of sight on the town center. It's just, you're scouting, you don't have to scout that immediate area, which saves you your scout running around in that immediate area, right? Anyway, and by the way, usually the rhino or the buffalo or whatever is close to the berries, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of times they're generally within a stone's throw. Losing camels was sad. I really didn't like that. Edelweiss and I first met when I said that the Chinese have a pretty bad cavalry line, and Edelweiss corrected me and said it's pretty solid, especially with all the tech discounts. But losing the camel line was pretty rough. That is rough. Exactly, but now I'm finally right that their cavalry line is subpar. All right, let's see where the resources are. We're back to our Chinese pine, our peach blossoms, and our bamboo. Gold in the front, stone to the back. I like the stone location. Also, a lot of stone to the back. Come on, Chukanews. Did he collect the pigs yet? No, he has. Has he seen the pigs? He has seen them, but hasn't collected them yet. There's that rhino next to the berries. Pretty open base for Sebastian to the south. Pretty open base for Hearttt to the north. His primary gold off to the side. Primary stone. Is this the primary stone? No. Oh, what an ugly patch of stone. This is 5, by the way. Does that look like 5 to you? This does not look like 5 to me. Stupid hill. Pushing the deer. And the attack path between the two bases, pretty straightforward. So we've got kind of a cavalry civilization versus not really a cavalry civilization on a big open map. What do we think about the that Jurchen bonus where their buildings, what is it called? Fortified bastions, where their buildings regenerate HP like in StarCraft. I don't mind it. But again, a dynamic that doesn't exist for any other civilization. The new civs, again, should have been easier to use. I wish we could have seen the who is it that has the pastures? The Kitans? Maybe next live stream I'll get a few games of theirs. Oh goodness, you have a skunk in your shed? Yikes. I remember when my dog got skunked. Ugh. That smell, it just sticks to everything for like weeks and weeks. The kittens? The kite? Is that how you pronounce it? Kiten? Kiten? K-H? Kiten? Those pastures are ridiculous. 2 villagers working a farm. Kitans. Like Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live. You've gotten skunked before? Yeah, I've never. I just had that my dog get skunked when she chased one in the backyard. A strong K, so Kitan. Cat, you're coming back to Canada? Kitan. Whatever it is, I'm mispronouncing it. Again, very hard to see the villagers here. Yeah, Capture just needs to get onto the small tree mod. So Hearttt has discovered where Sebastian is. Sebastian, has he discovered where Hearttt is? Kinda did a loop-de-loop and then went back home. I hope he got his 2 pigs. I wasn't paying attention, but I hope he got his 2 pigs. Genghis Khan on the ladder. Somebody will. That's a clever one. Oh yeah, Cat, I did read that. I'm so sorry to hear. It's been a rough month. They are without honor anyway, so who cares? Oh my goodness. Why are they without honor? So a big smiley face here, wall off for our Chinese in yellow. And he's going for that little tiny cloister base where he doesn't connect it to the edge of the world. Whereas it looks like Hearttt is more interested in just a bigger chunk of the map. Does have 2 big forests to the rear. Still no kills 12 minutes in. Well, Cat, I guess welcome back. Bring whatever you like to eat or drink in the US that doesn't exist here, bring it with you. A whole suitcase full of it. Oh, it's a reference. Man, you guys remember a lot more than I do. American whiskey, yeah. We took those off the shelf. I don't know if they put them back on the shelves, actually. I remember that whole PR stunt where they, like, took them off the shelves and then put them in the back. No one could buy them. Uh-oh, Yellow looks like he's a bit stuck here in between a spearman and a hard place. They're still off the shelves at the LCBO? Yikes. Ugh. Is Yellow fully walled in? Yellow is fully walled in. And he's adding archers. 7 scouts, though. We'll see what they can accomplish. Not too much. The Chinese in yellow does have a bigger army. More villagers. But neither player has any resources to speak of. And now yellow is heading across the map, chased by a couple of spearmen while... Okay. Well, he's got 2 more villagers, but 2 of them are wasting their time repairing, so he's actually on par in terms of productive villagers. And Sebastian realizes, just says, F this, I don't want to repair these palisade walls for no reason. Build a couple of houses in the back. You also don't have them in Nova Scotia? Yeah. Oh, politics. Yeah, Canadian cheese is the worst. I thought Hearttt was going to carve up a big chunk of the map here. Instead, he's left his left flank completely open to this Chinese assault. Sebastian is finally starting to bank food. But Hearttt, not too far behind, also has more villagers on food, so he should be able to reach and catch up pretty quickly, unless he keeps training scouts. I don't think the Jurchens have any Magyar-style discounts or Berber-style discounts on their scout line units. Oh, this is the last thing you want to do, but it is pretty necessary. Well, 1/2 of the Chinese army has been destroyed. The other half is roaming, doing nothing, accomplishing nothing. Has he seen the wall off? Okay, he at least has seen the wall off. Canada has cheese. Baldersons. I'm not a fan of Baldersons. Okay, and now Hearttt, having killed those spearmen, is with his... Oh my god, look at the HP. His half-dead scouts are heading across the map. Looks like our Chinese player might click up to castle first. This is like one of those old movies, Warriors Under the Cherry Blossoms. Some old, what's the name of that famous Japanese director that directed all those samurai movies? They were like the Japanese equivalent of spaghetti westerns. Oh, I forget the name of that director, but he did all those beautiful movies. That's kind of what this reminds me of. There we go. You left some scouts alive. They're attacking farms. 60 wood down the toilet. Yeah, Elos, you get the best. Although, to be fair, my favorite cheese is Dutch. The stinkier, the better. Oh, no, oh, no. Let's see it. He's trying to corral the Chinese cav butt. Spearman a little bit too slow. Look at the movement out of Hearttt. He's the one who loses 2 scouts. This is why HP matters. Numbers don't really tell the full story. You have to highlight the units. My goodness. By the way, our Chinese player is going to be 5 seconds ahead into castle as that sentence sucked. He's going to hit castle age 5 seconds earlier than our Jurchen. Neither player have any villagers on stone, which suggests they want to go maybe with some town centers. Ooh, the Japanese clans. That cheese for the win. Yes, the stinkier the better. I bought one of those fancy cheese cutting things that looked like a pizza triangle. Oh, come on. We want to see the death. Again, Green engaged into a bunch of spearmen. I don't know if he's going to make it out alive in this time. No, he does. But now the archers can fight back. Or maybe not. He does have 1 armor on these cavalry units. Monkey! Monkey! Excuse me. Monkey, did the Komodo get a kill? No. That would be too amazing. My head would explode. Eight-year cheddar. 27-year-old Parmesan. Oh, what, one of those big wheels? Now we're talking about cheese. All right, second TC here for our Jurchens. Second TC for our Chinese. Still no villagers. Neither player has enough wood for a 3rd town center just yet. Oh my god, the Joe Rogan monkey. Ooh, ah. The Joe Rogan experience. Okay, well, the scouts are light cav. The archers are crossbowmen. The story remains the same. Green trying to maneuver and catch these archers out in the open. He's added a few step lancers. He's added a rocket cart. David, you need to crash good. You need to crash real nice. Hopefully Axel is doing well. Hearttt is not garrisoning any of these villagers in the TC. Doesn't really want to kill this scout just yet. The center of the map. Oh, we've got the Fire Lancers. The Fire Lancers. With their pretty darn decent attack bonus, +5 against cavalry. This is basically a Genoese crossbowman. You got promoted again? Awesome. I'm glad he's doing well. Everyone, Edelweiss Cat, you both know better than to come to this live stream with on an empty stomach. You know, if anything, this you may not learn anything about Age of Empires, but you'll definitely leave hungrier. Oh no, oh no, oh no. They're on move command. The Fire Lancers are trying to close on the rocket cart, but they're on move command. Okay, they get both. Do they come with an attack bonus against siege? Do they? I don't think so, right? No. Building, camel, cavalry, fishing ship, of course, ship, and elephant. Okay, well, they did kill that rocket cart very quickly with its 45 HP and no armor. Thwiz, what are you LOLing at? My Joe Rogan monkey impression? Oh, that was a good hit. Let's keep these yellow crosswomen highlighted. Okay, never mind. Well, the rocket cart died so that the green cavalry could close. And let's see if they can get the job done here. There's a bunch of crosswomen are out. You're taking him swimming? I'm every Sunday now at the community center here. I have a swimming lesson with my 2-year-old in the afternoon. And the first lesson, he screamed and cried and kicked his little feet. He hated it. And now we're on like lesson 4 and he loves it. So I love that arc. Man, this game is so pretty. I say this every time we watch this game. As a Persian connoisseur, you hate fire lancers. Are they really that good against the war elephant? I thought the attack bonus isn't that great. +5 war elephant, +5 cavalry, so +10. That's not that great. Archery range down. Base has been busted into. Sebastian continuing with the fire lancer crossbow combo. Is up to a 3rd town center to the north of his base with some stone there as well. Oh, they sucked the deal. Yeah, fair enough. Meanwhile, a 3rd town center for our Jurchen here off to the left next to the lily pad and the gold. Well, with 23 villagers on stone, I think, I can't predict, but I think and suspect that we are going to get to see a Chinese castle soon. Long swordsman and trash bow. Oh, the Persians. Ooh, this guy. Lucky guy missing all of the arrows. Well, 2 archery ranges and a barracks is starting to add up in terms of damage. Sebastian is just a few more pebbles away from getting a castle up. There it is. Okay, so he wants to defend his flank so he can safely mine the gold. So he's not very afraid of this army just now. Chinese don't exactly have a very long-range unit that can deal with the rocket cart very easily. I mean, they have their own rocket carts. Okay, he is training his own rocket cart. There's a lot of hills and high ground that Sebastian can take to try to get the better engagement, but this is tough to push into as the Chinese. Either you go full-on light cavalry, or you have to just press in and hope that your numbers outnumber your opponents. That is a lot of wood. Oh, here we go. Oh, it didn't live very long. Oh, they blow their payload on nothing. How long does it take for a fire lancer, by the way, to regain? Not very long, it seems like. That is a lot of resources. I can see why you were invincible. By the way, I think Hearttt has seen the castle. Yeah. So he knows you can't press in that direction, so he's got to go this way. Another Chinese castle, and 26 villagers still on stone. Chew canoes! All right, let's see it. We are going to have the battle of the multiple arrows. This is like the beginning of Robin Hood, where the village gets lit on fire. All the thatched roofs. Oh, 500 pop cap. That explains it. Very cocky location next to the Joe Rogan monkey, whose ass is on full display right now. Butt cheeks have been waxed. He is ready to be on TV. Looks like a villager died on her way to construct an outpost. Crossbowmen patrolling. Fire lancers patrolling. But he's got a castle on the right, castle to the north. Where can he really go? There still is a way to bust in through here. And FYI, he sees it. So why is he stopping the attack? This is what Mihai did that game or two ago. Fire lancers move in. Again, below their attack, their charge attack. Yeah, I apologize. I need to learn these new civilizations. They're just so much more complicated than I thought they would be. Although I believe these guys attack faster, right? Yeah, 1.67. So the Chinese army yet again to the back of the Jurchen base will get trapped and cleaned up. All right. But does Sebastian carries ahead 10 villagers. Army count is identical. And he's replaced his units with Chukanus. And he is 2 minutes away from Imperial. Ooh, but Hearttt is 2 seconds away from Imperial. And he's on the front steps. Has he seen this TC? Oh, that is so lucky for Sebastian that he hasn't seen this. And he thinks he's going up against Fire Lancers, so he's attacking the barracks. Well, to be fair, nothing really here that is scary against these castles. Oh, by the way, a third castle up. Oh, Chukanus get backed into a corner and die. Here we go. Hello, somebody stop, somebody stop, no! Sebastian walks right into the trap. Fire cart goes down. Remember, their extra arrows do zero melee. I don't think the fire cart has negative armor like a ram, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, no. Oh, villager down, farm on fire. Relic gets teethed Mr. Yo style here behind the bamboo. He caught wind of this. He must see this now with the monk, right? Oh my god, he built an outpost right here. Okay, now he sees it. And now the monkey has been evicted from his home. Get out of my neighborhood, says Hearttt. Okay, we're doubling down on Chukanus. And again, I believe they jump up to a the extra attack no longer needs rocketry. Why isn't he firing? Okay, bracers complete. Chemistry soon. He's gonna need a lot of resources. The upgrade to elite Chukanus is pretty darn expensive. Okay, so far friendly fire from Hearttt, who completes his castle. TC is down. Oh, good splits there from Sebastian. But it does get caught in the end. Oh, what's on the right? Another group of Chukanus. But Chinese army to the left destroyed. Chinese army to the right destroyed. Villagers running away to build a castle. And there's the elite Chukanu upgrade. There's Thumbring. And Great Wall. What? All right. No towers, but these palisades, I guess, are going to be thicker. Did he actually complete it? That's hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4 castles still up. Why the hell did Sebastian research Great Wall? What am I missing? These are the only walls, gates, and towers that he has. Somebody in the chat, let me know. Why the hell did Sebastian just research Great Wall? He's got 14 segments. Oh, no, and here too. Am I missing something? Did I forget that it does something that I'm not including? Ooh, the attack rounds are killing his own units. All right, we're an Imperial. We've got the good old siege engineers. Another yellow villager escapes, another yellow villager dies. So we've got the battle of multiple rockets. Multiple arrows, pardon me. The rocket cart. I didn't know it could fire just one arrow. Okay. I guess if you micro it that way. One rocket cart, one Chukanu, and there is thunderclap bombs. So it's gonna fire, and then they're gonna wait a little bit and detonate again. Looks like to the back of the Chinese base. Hard. Ah, the explosion. Look at that, and then it'll gonna boom. Chukanu's doing a good job, but may not be enough of them. All right, enough of them for now. Step Lancers are elite. They are not yet fully upgraded. Oh, what will the Chukanus do? They're going after the constructing villagers. What's the castle? Ooh, 45. Was he going to deny this castle with just a handful of Chukanus? Yes, he does. Sebastian with a lucky little maneuver here. Or was it luck? No, he's got the outpost. He saw this. A fantastic move out of our Chinese player. Now he's just going to get the hill and sacrifice. Right? Yeah. At the same time, it looks like Trebs are out for our Jurchen. Oh, there we go. There's your answer. As to whether they have Trebs. 3 Trebs. Oh, and we're doing a cavalry switch for our Chinese. All right, Edelweiss. We are going to determine once and for all. Oh, but our Jurchen is doing a SARS. We're going to see once and for all if the Chinese cavalry can stand on its own merits here. And see who was right once and for all. So far, villagers from both players are dying. Heartt's killed about double the amount. Oh, what a clutch box formation right at the end there. I mean, the friendly fire is pretty bonkers out of green. One of the castles is down. Our Chinese player is left with 3, which is not good. If he wants to keep training unique units, you need castles for that. But the rockets, they're gone. The Trebs are exposed. Okay, it's going after the Hussars first. Smart. Get rid of the danger. Treb is all packed up. It's no longer above average. Boom. I don't know who has the momentum in this game. Sebastian is down 25 villagers, but he's ahead 25 army count. Well, he was. Now he's starting to lose army count. But as rocket carts come out on the left, they get sniped. But what do you do against fully upgraded Hussars here? And remember, these are mounted units, which means they attack 20% faster. Basically like the Bulgarian Hussars. With stirrups. Although not as fast. I think that's 33% faster. This is just 20% faster, but still 20% is pretty bonkers. Rocket cart fires. I love these spider mines that go off after the fact. You know what this is? This is like a, what's the unit in StarCraft 2, the Protoss unit that throws that ball that explodes? This is like a zoning unit. You want your opponent not to be somewhere, attack ground in that location. Mr. Diable, I believe, unfortunately, we're on our last game for tonight. As I am starting... The Disruptor, yes, thank you, David. That's what this feature reminds me of. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness, the Chukanoos are getting chuken out. It's a zoning feature, really. Just to make sure your opponent doesn't go into a certain part of the map. If I'm not mistaken, this is high ground. Oh, what an aggressive castle out of Hearttt. Oh my god, the Chukanoos, though, are getting destroyed, but 65 army count to 45. This is it. This is the arena of war here on the right side. No one is running by anything. The center is clear. The left is clear. Chinese army count is falling, but so is the Jurchen. Oh? Well, there you go. 3 trebs at the end of the day were too much. The rocket carts for the win, but what a crazy feature. That explosion afterwards. 54 minutes in. Oh, by the way, the new skin on the Chukanoo. Let's see. I like it. Got a little backpack. Looks like a leather helmet now, leather boots. This guy kind of looks like a Mayan plumed archer here with this yellow thing on top, but wow, all right. I think the presence of 3 trebs in a castle pushing in next to this farming community was a bit too much for Sebastian. Even though he's got plenty of space to expand, the problem is you're facing off against the Hussar civilization, and the Hussars that attack 20% faster, so those... they can just shove up the left. They can shove it into the center. And how many stables does our Jurchen have? Only 9. That's not enough. Add 5 or 6 more. And then you'll be able to spam the hell. Also, 150 villagers when you're spamming Hussars is way too many villagers. But neither here nor then. He still won the game. 154 Chukanoos. 31 rocket carts. Look at the APM. Super high for both players. 1 conversion the whole game economically. Oh man, look at the economies. Identical. Literally, what is that? 207 resources apart? What is that? 0.3%? A third of a percent apart in economies. Fantastic. Beautiful game. You are still young. You're well, I think that's going to do it for me today. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone liked the showcasing some of these new civilizations. I certainly did, even though sometimes forgetting their bonuses, sometimes here and there. And again, I do apologize for disappearing for the last month or so. I don't think I'm going to be back to daily videos, but I'm hoping in the next month or so to be back to at least some regular content. And like I said, I'm going to try to diversify the content. And Kyle, you just got here. Yeah, I got to at least try to diversify the content because I saw some clever video ideas from other games that I really want to try and see. But for right now, everyone, thank you so much for joining. And hopefully see you back here at the very latest next Friday. I'm fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I am feeling better, just not at 100%. And so everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate the well wishes. Kat, if I don't talk to you, have a safe trip back here, back to Canada. And everyone, thank you so much. Kyle, I'm so sorry you joined right now. My Rattlevice, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, thanks for joining us, wasting a couple of hours with me online on a Friday evening or Edelweiss on a Saturday middle of the night. In any event, thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic night. And I'll update everyone soon on the channel, and hopefully we'll be back to some more regular videos really, really soon. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.